Hello, welcome. This is the commentary box where we talk about all the games over this weekend. So, we're going to be talking about the games over this weekend. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's set the counter for this phone and calling. If you want to call in, let me know. Just call in. There's a link in the comment section. Click on the link and then we can have a discussion about if you want to get anything off your chest. This is like therapy for everybody. So if you want to come in and talk, make sure you click on that. On that button and click on and then we can talk about the games over the weekend. Let's set the counter first. There we go. Bang. Let's set the counter. That's the counter. 40 minutes. That's the show today. Let's share the counter as well. Share it on the screen. Share screen. Is that the counter? No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the counter. Share that one. Where is it sharing it? Let's look at where it's sharing. That's the counter on the screen. And let's basically talk about the show. Let's see where we need to put the counters. Where let's put that there. Let's put the counter there on the screen. If you're new to the channel, come and have a chat. If you want to have a chat, want to come in and talk, let's go to the games over this weekend. Go to the games over the weekend. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share, all that kind of good stuff. Let's put the counter there. So yeah, the games over the weekend is all about the football over this weekend. And there was a big game over this weekend. Those are games in the Premier League. Let's do some housekeeping. Gonna be starting at the games at the Emirates. That's the big game over this weekend. And it was a very interesting game, to be honest, man. It was a very interesting game because different fans, every fan, have different opinions about the game. I think Arsenal did a good job, but we're gonna go into the game a little bit more after we look at all the results over the weekend. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Let's just look at the games over this weekend. And in a minute, let me just quickly do this housekeeping and let's get it on the road. There's a counter on the top of the screen there. On my screen, you can see the counter there, and that's where the counter for the show is a 40-minute show, and the bells will go off as when is required. So yeah, let's look at all the results over the weekend. Let's look at the results all over the weekend in terms of what happened over this weekend. And it's all about the games. The big game that was the one at the Etihad Stadium where Arsenal and Manchester City played a goalless draw. Let's check out the games. Games kicked off on the Wednesday where it was Chelsea going to West Ham and winning comfortably. That game was a surprising result for me. I never thought it was going to be that easy for Chelsea at Arsenal at West Ham. Sorry, it was a very straightforward, easy game. And Chelsea look very solid. They played 2 games now, and they look very. They look on all the games they've played so far. They look very comfortable in terms of the way they approach the games, and you can't really knock them the way they are playing. I think the manager is doing a really good job with the team, and it's been a very good start for Chelsea. They're playing well. They're creating chances. They're scoring goals. They're playing well defensively. They look a lot solid as well. At the back, they look very solid at the back. And you can't knock Chelsea for what they are doing. And and they're looking really. I think this is just a continuation from last season. From the way the team are more together now. and and I think the more they get together, the more they're gonna play a lot more beautiful football. So yeah, it was a good result for Chelsea, and West Ham, they look really bad. They've got this problem in terms of you know uh, what you get from a new team. you know, and they just look really, they were just really slow. They were playing this eye line as well, which was a bit of a surprise for me. And they just got cut out so many times in the way they want to play, and it was really really surprising the way they just kept giving the ball away, and just giving what do you call it? Just giving just giving Chelsea that just giving Chelsea that room to giving Chelsea that room to play the football they want to play. So it's I think it was very very good for Chelsea, and that built a lot of confidence for them as well. And I think as well, I think West Ham, some of their fans were saying, they should get rid of the manager, which is ridiculous for me, man. Just really, really crazy, listening to some West Ham fan, you have to give this team time to bed in, the new manager, sometimes you're gonna get these kind of results. Sometimes it takes the second season before a team starts playing the way you want them to play. So you can't just come in, you can't just expect magic to happen. And that's what I keep saying about fans. I think fans of clubs, all clubs, they do it. They want to get the team playing well, and sometimes it happens. Like with Tottenham last season, and sometimes you go have to wait. Even Tottenham now, they're still trying to find that bearing, that consistency, and you just have to give teams time for them to be able to get into the groove of things really. So yeah, and yeah, I think Chelsea, they you can see how long it took them, spending a lot of money, and you can see they're getting some of the results now. Also, Villa versus Wolves. Wolves scored first. Villa came from a goal down to win by 3 goals to 1. I think Villa, you can see what's happening there. The manager is doing really well. They're very, very well coached team, the way the manager wants to play. And I think the manager said something about at the end of the game that I think he said something about they were crap. I don't want to say the S word, but yeah, but that game was I think that game was a tough game. That game was a tough game. There's no beating around the bush. I think being a local derby as well. I think you expect Wolves, expect Aston Villa to win, and I was not surprised about the results at all. In terms of the way the result came out, I think Wolves they're going through a situation right now whereby it's them trying to find they're trying to find their what do you call it? Find their bearings. They sold a couple of players. They got a couple of good players in as well. And yeah, it's just like I was saying about West Ham as well. Wolves is a new dynamics now. They got a couple of new players in. It's going to take time before they all gel. But results is all that matters. You have to win games. Results don't wait for anybody. You go win games. That's just the way it is. And yeah, I think that's what that's what. Um, that's what the manager wants to do. He has to win games. Um, he has to win games, and he has to win it quickly. You can't. I'm not gonna put it. You can't. You can't win games. Win games of football. Results don't wait for you. You gotta go and start winning games ASAP. So results don't wait for anybody. So I think that's what I think that's the problem with when you have a new team, and I think that's what Wolves are going through. They've got a couple of new players as well, so it's going to take time before it gels, but I know it will come good eventually. Also, going on to the next some of the other results. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share. You know, there's a calling show. If you want to come in and talk about your team, there's a link in the description. You can click on that link in the comment section, and you can come in and you can have some therapy about your team. And that's what we're doing. This is the commentary box. If you want to come in, this is where you could come in and talk about your team. So we talk about West Ham, we talk about Villa, then we go on to the Wolves, going to the Newcastle Fulham game. Fulham played really well. I think I've been impressed with Fulham because I saw them last week against West Ham. They just look like a well coached team. The manager is a good manager. Sometimes managers it does not work out. Sometimes when they go to different clubs, it takes time before it works out, and sometimes you just have to, you just have to go through that. Just have to go through that process of trying to get your team to play in the right way. And I think Fulham. That's what you're seeing now. With Fulham, they're playing really well. Newcastle, they got some injuries coming into this game, but Fulham, they will give everybody a game at home. They're very, very solid at home. Their stadium, old school fashion stadium. They play really well. Any team that goes there this season, you're in for a game, and they're trying to move up to that next level of trying to get into Europe. I think that's where they should be looking at in terms of Fulham. And the manager is a good manager. Newcastle as well. Newcastle, they had injuries when coming into this game. I think what's his name? I think he came off the bench, Joe Isak. But they got injuries, and it is. I think Newcastle. I think it's a case of trying to find their form early on in the season. They've not started really badly, and I think Newcastle they'll definitely get back into that groove. Sometimes it takes a couple of games before the team starts playing into everything starts sinking into a good unit. And the manager is a good manager as well. It's funny how Newcastle can't spend any money, which is very strange. I think they are the richest club in the Premier League, but according to the PRS or whatever they call it, they can't really spend that much money uh, this season. Also, going to the next game, Southampton Ipswich. This one ended 1-1. Southampton got a goal to Dibley. I think it was Dibley that got the goal. Ipswich got an equalizer from Dibley scored for Southampton, and Ipswich got an equalizer from Murray late. This was late on in the game, and I think Ipswich. I've been impressed with Ipswich. I saw them a couple of times, and I've been very impressed with them. And they look like they're not going to be. They're not going to be. They're going to be very, very tough for people to play against, especially away from home, because they're getting points as well away from home. So you can't really, you can't basically you can't really put them in that category. And because they've started really well as well, not really well, but at least they are not losing games that, like Burnley last season, whereby they won like 5 games without a win or draw. Ipswich are picking up draws where possible. That was a good draw for them at Southampton. Then we go on to Tottenham, my team, Tottenham playing against Brentford coming into this game. Tottenham off the back of the win. The manager was coming under a little bit of pressure, but like I always say about every team with a new manager, I think you gotta give time. for things to bed in. I think Tottenham fans are got a little bit giddy last season because everything went so well. First 10 games of the season, they were sitting at the top of the table. They had injuries, and the fans expect everything to just continue like that. But sometimes teams will regress a little bit in terms of performance, and they'll pick it up again. This season, they played really well in most of the games. I think the Coventry game was the game that, I was thinking that they didn't really play that well against a championship side. But Coventry, the basics were still there for Coventry. They brought on playing their second team, and they had, but the way they play is still the same. That's what people should not forget. And yeah, it is a case of you just have to get through those kind of fixtures, and that's what they did against Coventry. Um, Against Brentford was tough. Brentford was going to defend, but Brentford also play, tries to press high. I think what Tottenham did really well was match them in terms of pressing them high, try and win the ball in higher position, in turnovers, in higher key areas. They did one thing right against Brentford, which they didn't do against Arsenal. When they got the ball, they got that goal. First goal was scored by Boemo for Brentford. It was a poor goal from Tottenham. Corner into the box. I don't remember. Somebody put the ball in the box or something. Boemo came in front of Tottenham centre backs and smashed it in. And I think Tottenham need is to try and get that defense solid. I think the manager said something about he wants to outscore teams. I don't believe in that. I think you need to base the base of the team should be a very solid defense. If you don't concede goal, this Tottenham team will always create chances and they will put them away. So I think they need to get that defense right. Brentford got the lead, and everybody was thinking it's going to be a long day, and but Tottenham got go back, and as soon as Brentford scored, Tottenham put them under a lot of pressure. They were attacking, creating chances, and they got their goals. And stats don't lie. To be honest, if you look at the stats for that game, Tottenham were absolutely very, very good in that game, and I think they deserved it. If you look at the stats for the game, and yeah, it's what do you call it? It's just the way just the way they played after they considered that goal. They just came forward and they just really won every single battle. And I was even looking at those uh, fixtures, looking at that game. I was thinking, maybe because the players were rested in midweek, that's what gave them the energy. I don't want to think that way. That's what gave them the energy in this game. And yeah, Tottenham went in at halftime with his second goal, beautiful goal from Johnson on that right. I think he did that almost twice in that game, whereby he took a shot, smashed it. The shot just went wide the first time he tried it. But he kept going, got this one. It was a beautiful goal. The ball came to him, he pushed it forward, past the defense, and he just smashed it in. And I remember in the Arsenal game as well, there was a situation whereby it was in the same kind of scenario whereby Sonny could have played him in. I think it was Sonny or maybe Sholanke should have played him in, but he went for a shot himself. So if he can get himself into that positions every time, just let everything happen naturally. It was a good goal. Tottenham winning 2 goals to 1.5 time, and the game was swinging left, right, and center. Vicario came out, and I keep watching Tottenham fans saying Vicario sometimes when he's holding on to the ball far too long instead of just getting rid of it. Yeah, but it's easy, It's that we don't see the rest of the pitch sometimes, and sometimes when he's holding on, he's trying to look for that, for that spare man to beat the press of Brentford, and he got caught. Actually, he got caught once, and he put up a beautiful save as well. And lucky for Tottenham, Brentford didn't score. But as soon as the game went on, Tottenham got that. Tottenham got that winning goal. Brent, Brennan Johnson actually made it 2-1. Sorry, yeah, Brennan Johnson made it 2-1. Sri Lanka made it, scored an equalizer after 8 minutes after the Brentford goals under, I think it was 27 seconds. Sri Lanka was just a tap in, which, it deserves. Everything counts. I think it was Madison that took the shot, keeper parried it, and Sri Lanka just tapped in. And from then on, it was Tottenham all the way. And yeah, I think then I lost the stream was, I couldn't watch it anymore because the stream just went. So I didn't know what was going on. I think I was listening to the radio, and then Tottenham got the goal. I think it was Madison, beautiful tackle from Bissouma to win the ball back, and then Tottenham went up the other end. I think it was Romero that played the ball to Sonny, and Sonny um, uh, just laid the ball to Madison. Madison with a very good team. Madison was really actually very good in this game. I think he was the man of the match. He played so well, and yeah, Tottenham got the victory, which was well deserved. I must say, it was well deserved. I must say, Tottenham really played well, and yeah, won the game, which was very good at least, for the fans, the manager, a bit of respite. So good victory for Tottenham. And then we go on to the next game. It is Leicester against Everton. That ended 1-1. Everton were leading for so long, and this is another game which, they've considered a goal. They considered a goal, and it's been something that Everton have been doing, and for quite a while now. They can't keep a clean sheet really, and I think is something maybe. The owners say they back the manager. Don't know what Everton fans think. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share. This is the calling show if you want to come in and have and talk about your team. This is a perfect opportunity to do so. And yeah, it's one of those whereby you with Everton. I personally, I think they should have got rid of the manager. For me, I think I would have got rid of the. A little bit of a lift, and I think I would have done that. Apologies, I think I lost my camera for a minute there. So yeah, I think what do you call it? With the way with the way the game was, with the way they played that game, I think they needed they needed to they needed to change. I think they needed a change of manager, just somebody to come in and just refresh everything. Um, they needed that change, just to to freshen things up. But the owners are backing the manager, so I guess they must have seen something in him, so in him to back him. So let's go on to the game. Crystal Palace, Manchester United. I ended goalless. I didn't watch that game. Apparently, United played really well. They dominated possession. Should have won the game. They couldn't. They had a couple of chances. I know it's a mistake. Big chance to have won the game for Palace. But yeah, he ended goalless. I think Manchester United, if I was a Manchester United fan, I want to see progress in terms of the way we play, and also I want to see us winning game, playing attractive football, because that's what Manchester United for, winning games and playing attractive football. And that's what you want to see. So um, it is a case of it's a case of you know for me, if I was a United fan, it would be a case of one more season for this manager. If he's not cutting it at the end of this season, getting rid of him, to be honest. And yeah, I think the manager is definitely is is on the watch list for me, man. Because Manchester United, they deserve, as a big club, they deserve a top manager that knows what he's doing. Imagine Ajax of Ten Hag in this United. Imagine Ajax. Imagine United playing like the Ajax team of Ten Hag. Imagine how the fans will feel, the kind of brand of football they play. I remember them playing Tottenham, and they played Tottenham off the park in the Challenger Champions League, two-legged. Tottenham went through, but I was so impressed. That was the first time I had like you have like a culture shock, and you look at your team and you think, I can't believe a team could play us off the park. And that Ajax team was fantastic. So that's what Manchester United needs to go back to, really. And then the last game, second to the last game, was the Brighton Forest game, ended 2-2. I was watching, I think I saw some of that. Lots of goals, lots of controversies as well. There was yellow card. I think I missed the red card. I don't know who got sent off. I think I missed that. I must have been doing something when the game was on. And I think it was. I think it must have been is a game that I think Forest got back into as well. I thought Brighton were going to win this one, to be honest. Although maybe I predicted a draw, but both teams. Forest, have been really impressed with Forest this season. They've been playing really, really well. One of the goals they scored, which was beautiful football. I think it was for the second goal, the equalizer from Raymond Sosa. Beautiful football through the middle of the park. And the way they passed that ball, just stroke the ball along, was just, that's the kind of stuff they do in training. And when you see it work out, in a match situation, you really, really feel really, it just feels really good. So yeah, Brighton, they dropped points last week. I think they've been dropping points now. Last game, who did they play last week? I can't even remember. Yeah, the draw against Ipswich. That was another draw. I'm not sure if they've lost yet, so we'll check that in the table. But it was a good draw for Forest. I think Forest will be happy with the draw. Chris Wood got a penalty as well. Jack Inselwood with a goal, and Danny Welbeck scored as well. And I remember that Danny Welbeck was a free kick. I was watching it. I was saying he's not going to score from there, from a free kick. But that was good skill from Daniel Welbeck. So yeah. And then we go on to the game of the weekend, which is the Man City against Arsenal. That one ended 2-2. It was a game whereby there was a lot of controversies. I think I'm gonna say what I think. I'm a Tottenham fan. That's just a disclosure. So, um, I think I'm biased, but I think first of all, City scored a beautiful goal, get the lead. Arsenal came back, and I was impressed with the way they came back and scored those two goals. Calafiori with a rocket. As soon as he left his foot, man, you can tell that ball was going in. I didn't even know it went in. I thought for some reason the ball hit the net and came out. So I was thinking maybe it was. I don't even know what I was thinking. Maybe it was side, but you can't hit the side netting from there. And yeah, Arsenal were in the lead. And then we go through this period where there's a lot of controversies there. Yeah, Rodrigo injured, taken off. Extra time of the first half. Then Trossard made a challenge. And I've been watching social media lately, and fans are saying, "Oh, Arsenal fans." Some fans are saying, "Oh, the referee is running football." For me, everybody knows what the rule is. We can debate the rules and say, "Okay, should players be sent off for this and that?" Blah 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 blah. You know what the rules is, yeah. And for me, if you know you're on a yellow card, you don't do the two things that Trossard did. Okay, you committed the foul, fine. I would say maybe you were trying to win the ball. you wanted to be aggressive or whatever, you barge into Bernardo Silva. One. The second thing is that you kick the ball away, you booted the ball away. If you just tap the ball forward, when the ball drops to your feet, tap it forward a little bit. I can understand maybe the referee didn't have to book you, but you whack the ball away. And for me, if that was Arsenal leading 2-1, yeah, no, sorry, if that was if the other way was right, if Arsenal City were leading 2-1 and a City player did that, most Arsenal fans would want the second bookable offense, or a second yellow card. So for me, the rule is the rule. We can debate the rule. Got 10 minutes to the end of the show. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share. If you want to comment on chat, quick. Make sure you click on the link. It's in the comment section. For me, it is the rules are the rules. This is the second week Arsenal has been done. Second player to be done for that. And I know they want to be streetwise, fine, but you have to be streetwise between the context. And yeah, it was. They got the second goal. Gabriel with the goal seems to be unstoppable from corners now. I'll talk about the yellow card in a minute. And they're looking like that's one of their strengths. I think teams now will have to look a way to counter that because Arsenal could basically win games from those corners. But going back to the yellow card, for me, I think if you put yourself in that kind of situation, you've done one of your players have done it before the previous couple of weeks ago, and then you're kicking the ball. Don't kick the ball. I still understand you can stand in front of the ball. For example, when that ball came down, if Trossard had hold on to the ball instead of kicking it, and then maybe just move forward with the ball a little bit, then maybe the referee wouldn't have booked him. And for me, even the PGMOL or whatever they called them, they came out and said, oh, they booked him for kicking away the ball, not for the foul. But for me, for both offenses, they're bookable offenses anyway. So I think the PGMOL I don't know. I think they by trying to clarify stuff, they're going into too much details. A couple of weeks ago, the manager said something about, no, the chairman of the PGMOL said something about, I think it was Howard Webb, he was saying something about, manager, that referees don't want to ruin the game, and that's why they don't give cards to win games. You shouldn't be coming out to say that because what you're doing is like you're putting your referees in a situation whereby let the referee just referee the game. I don't think it is the referee's responsibility to try and keep 11 players on the pitch. Players should be responsible to try and make sure they follow. I know sometimes you can go over the ball, you can get, there's room for that. But if a referee is refereeing a game, it shouldn't be at the back of your mind that you want to keep 11 players on the field. You let people get away with stuff, occasionally, but you have to be, for me, you have to be consistent, at least in the same game, referees are different, they referee games differently. Some referees will say, I want games to be physical and I don't want to interrupt the game. But, the referee will referee the game based on what the players are doing on the pitch. If you tackles are flying left, right, and center, somebody's going to miss a tackle. If you're holding the ball and messing about, trying to stop play, somebody's going to get sent off eventually or get a second yellow card. So I think it's the player's responsibility, not the referee. And I think PGMOL should try as much as possible just to come out and, to say, okay, this is the reason why, especially when there's a little bit of controversy or whatever. I don't think they should be out every single time to say, oh, okay, this is the reason why you book. Or, that's the way I look at it anyway. So, yeah, the game was ended goal. There was a lot of ajibajis after the end of the game, and it was 2-2. I think personally it's a good point for Arsenal, but for me, if it was Tottenham, I will not be happy because basically, I think we gave City that incentive by getting it by one of our players getting sent off. So yeah, I guess we'll see at the end of the season who's happy with the point. And apparently, breaking, I'm not sure if it's breaking it, I'm not confirmed it yet. Rodri is also out for City for the rest of the season. That's a big, big blow. Will that affect City? I don't know. Um, they've got a lot of good players. So they've got conversation. They've got a lot of good players to come in and step in. So we'll see how that happens anyway. This is the commentary box every day, every game day, week, or whatever. And this is where you come in, and if you want to come, it's just like call in if you want to call it, if you want to come and talk. And there's like a therapy. So it's like therapy, really. So let's look at the Premier League tables. Let's look at the table. So far, look at the table. City are still top of the tree, 13 points. Liverpool are second on 12. Villa are third on 12. Arsenal are fourth on 11. Then comes Chelsea on 10. Newcastle on 10. Brighton on 9. Forest on 9. Fulham on 8. Tottenham on 7. And then bottom of the table, you have Southampton, Everton, and Wolves. Those are the three at the bottom of the table. That's the stats in terms of the table. Let's look at some of the other stats. In terms of assist goals, you have Luis Diaz. Haaland has got 10. Luis Diaz has got 5. And then you have John Duran of Aston Villa as well. He's got 4 assists. Saka has got 5. Cole Palmer is on 4. A couple of people there on 4 as well. Akanji passes. He's got 467, the highest in the league. And yeah, because he plays at the back. So he holds it up to the ball, builds up play. So I'm not surprised about that. Let's check the Premier League news. Check what's in the news in the Premier League. In the yeah, in the news, nothing really. It's not in the news that there's nothing in the news in Premier League page anyway. Yeah, I think the biggest news is coming out from Everton, where they've agreed a deal with the buyer to buy Everton Football Club. I think that would be very, very good for them in terms of going forward. Joint statement from Blue Heaven Holdings and Franklin Fredling Group. Blue Heavens Holdings and Franklin Group confirmed that they have reached an agreement over the terms of sale of Blue Heavens Holdings majority stake in Everton Football Club. The transaction is subject to regulatory approval, including from the Premier League, the Football Association, and the Financial Authority. Spokesman for Blue Heavens said, "We are pleased to have reached an agreement to become custodians of this iconic football club. We are focused on securing necessary approvals to complete the transaction. We look forward to providing stability to the club and sharing our vision of its future, including completion of the new Everton Stadium at Ramsley Moor Dock." So Everton has got new owners. Hopefully, the first thing they should do is just get rid of the manager, get a new manager in, and I think that would be the first thing they need to do. So yeah, we're coming to the end of the show. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share. This is the phoning of the weekend, looking at Premier League games over the weekend, game day 5. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share. We got 126 subscribers on the road to 150. That's the target. Yeah, so just 1 minute left on the show. You see the timer will go off anyway at the end of that 1 minute. And yeah, all I gotta say is thank you very much. Looking forward, if you're watching this recorded or whatever, don't just watch, please subscribe. And don't just subscribe, please come and talk to me. Come and talk to me next time when I'm on again. And it's good I could talk on my own all day. But that's not I don't want to do that. I want to talk to you guys, Tottenham fan, Arsenal fan, whatever fan you are on, come and share your opinions about your club. It's called therapy. We normally do this on Sundays, but this weekend we had to move it to Monday. But it's always 7 o'clock on Sundays. Also, we're gonna be bringing back Sunday, the back page of the Sunday newspapers. I'll be going through that every Sunday morning. We're gonna be doing it from around about 11 o'clock to 12. So yeah, that one will be coming up next week. Inshallah, we'll be doing that every Sunday. So yeah. So I think all that what's the highlight of the week? Oh yes, that's the end of the show. Thank you very much, everyone. Highlights of the week for me is Tottenham winning, the Tottenham fans. That's all I can say, and and also those cracking goals that have been scored. Because I'm really, really good goals. But yeah, the time is telling me it's time for me to go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.